Okay, so you introduce it then?
Just give me a second.
Take your fucking time.
Me. Jacob is a dick.
Larry is a tool.
Anyway, hello and welcome to the Giant Monster Podcast. Another section on why are things overrated.
Well, this is going to be longer because it's games, and you know everyone loves games now.
Well, we will do more parts for the other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is on overrated games.
You just starting to talk. You haven't even introduced the guest.
Oh yeah, of course.
My fiance, Hannah Brown.
Yes.
Hello.
What's so funny?
I don't know.
That's fine.
This is a fun experience. Okay, so overrated games. Hannah, have you got any games that you find overrated?
Even though I really like it, Bioshock.
Any reasons why? Because I'm on the same fence. I'm not the biggest Bioshock fan.
Right. Which Bioshock we talking about? Because you and I haven't played Infinite. We've only played the first, so we're talking number one.
Yeah, number one.
Because number 2 is underrated, and I'm talking about that in underrated.
Okay, because with me...
number 2 is so much better, because obviously you get to play as
yeah, but we're supposed to talk about overrated things, so number 1.
Okay, so with number 1, what specifically don't you like about it?
I think it was just hyped up too much, like, everyone was getting too excited about it, because it was like, oh my god, something different, like, you know, underwater city and everything, and then, like, the actual gameplay wasn't that amazing.
That's exactly what I
It's
always
not even
thought.
that it's dated. It wasn't good to begin with.
It's like, okay, right, we've got this really good story, because you got to admit the story and the setup is actually really interesting.
yeah. Like,
but
without any spoilers, the whole thing about questioning what makes a man is beautiful.
Yeah, and it's like, Andrew Ryan, great, awesome, but it's like, the gameplay in it is just not that great, and it just annoys you as you're playing it.
It's so clunky.
Yeah.
And it feels really, like, horrible. But that's why it works in number 2, because you're a big daddy.
I hate in the first one how you have to switch between your plasma and your weapons.
Don't get me started.
Yeah, and then in number 2 you have them both.
And yeah, in number 2 you can like pause and switch between your weapons. In number 1 you're like, oh shit, gotta like.
I don't quote me on this. I think you actually can pause by pressing the switching ability, but it's really like. It's counterintuitive when you have 2 sets of abilities and then like a bunch of abilities within the 2 abilities.
Yeah, because it's like if you've got a game where you've got a power to kill people with a swarm of wasps and it's not fun, you fail. On overrated stuff as well, I also want to mention, like, I don't really want to mention 2 because I think everyone's kind of on with me with 2.
Everyone thinks it's kind of crap, but I love it.
But the one that like is really controversial that I can't stand Infinite. Infinite drives me nuts.
This literally, you and me can't even talk about this.
No, we've not played it.
So I'll just say,
from what I've seen so far, everyone only seems to love her, whatever her name is.
Eleanor, is it? I can't remember.
Elizabeth? No, Eleanor's number 2. Is it Elizabeth?
Elizabeth, that's it.
It's some shitty, horrible, traditional British name. Whatever. Yeah. Sorry to any Eleanors or Elizabeths out there, but your name's terrible. What was middle name's Elizabeth? But yeah, we got our topic then. This is staying in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys haven't played it.
Yeah.
So
what I've seen of it, it's interesting because it's following a similar vein to the Diesel Punk, but it's like, okay, up in the air. Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
It's more steampunk than it is dieselpunk, but only in its look.
Yeah,
it's clearly like the power source is somewhat clearly based on electrical energy.
Yeah,
when
you have that like weird saw thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like it's the same problem. It's like the plasmids have no purpose in the story, like whatever they're called, the Vigors and the Salts. They're just there.
It feels like either they have 2 sets of teams working on this: people who work on gameplay and people who work on story, or they have 1 set of team, but the team just doesn't communicate with themselves whatsoever.
And I really don't like to throw out the word pretentious, but it gets to that level where it's like...
It's too preachy, isn't it, these games?
Well, it's not really preachy, it just has that... It's one of those games where it's like, this is clearly meant to symbolise something.
Society.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
You shouldn't be racist. The Spices were interesting and that, but...
Yeah, the Spices, I really like them. Have you seen cosplays of, like, Big Daddies and Spices? They're really cool. But let's move on. I want to quickly, really shortly touch on Mass Effect. Right. I played 5 minutes of the first one and I wanted to kill myself. I'm sorry, but I really did.
Normally I would like, if I was younger, when I was more like anal about like stuff, I would normally choke you to death after saying that. But now that I'm older, I'm kind of like mellowed out. I'm like, yeah, you don't like it because if anyone doesn't know, the second Mass Effect is my personal favourite game. I don't think it's the best game ever, but it's the game that I've played and it's gotten everything that I wanted out of it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, it has my favourite set of characters. the gameplay isn't perfect, but once you get into it, it's awesome to play, and the universe and all its story is just epic. Like, one's not as... I think 2 is my favourite just because 2 is just kind of like the perfect...
I played some of 2. I played quite a big chunk. Do you want to know what the most annoying thing about Mass Effect? It's not that I feel like it's a bad game. I feel like I really want to like it, but it doesn't execute what I want out of it. It's a really clunky third-person shooter with some like weirdly placed like story thing. The thing that does it much better, in my opinion, instead of Mass Effect, is Fire Emblem Awakening. It has all the similarities of, look, you've got your battle structure, look, you've got your like role-playing characters talking to each other, but instead of just like, well, bang, okay, it's like, okay, well, I can put these people together and these people together because of this reason, that reason, that reason, that reason.
It's a shame because like 1 is very, very clunky and very, very dated now, like,
yeah,
but still
rambling now.
Have you got anything to say on Mass Effect, Hannah?
I've never played the games.
Why not?
I don't know anything about them.
What do you know?
You've not had the chance to, really, have you?
It looks spacey.
Spacey wacy.
Spacey wacy.
That's all I do.
You can be
know
gay
about
in
it.
space.
Just play Alien Isolation. You just don't have to have all the awkward like relationships.
They're your choice.
Yeah, I'd probably, if I actually sat down to play Mass Effect right now, I'd probably play Renegade.
Thing is though, whenever you like, I always play the female just because I think she's a better voice choice. I always go with Garrus because why would I want to go with anyone else?
I play females on quite a lot of like story-based game. We'll talk about this actually. This will be an interesting subject to talk about. But moving on.
So, what another game?
I've got one.
Go on then.
What about Kingdom Hearts?
Kingdom Hearts.
I'll have a lot to say about this.
Right, we'll keep this brief, okay? Right, Kingdom Hearts. Too much story. Too much story.
Well,
but I love them. I'll fight them to death.
I grew up with both of them. I used to love them to death, but I was like, I refuse. How many spin-offs are there? Like,
well, there's 356 or 65 by 2 days. Birth by Sleep. There's Coded and then there's Recoded, but let's not count Coded. There's Chain of Memories and then Rechain of Memories, so we won't count Chain of Memories because they're basically the same game. And then there's the new one that's going to be... Oh, well, there's the 1.5, 2.5, and there's going to be 2.8.
Which is technically now 3, isn't it?
No, there's 2.8 is another HD collection, which we didn't think was going to happen for the way it was leaning towards. And now we're going to have number 3 after that.
Great. I'm only going to play 3. I refuse. I should not have to play a spin-off of a game.
Well,
the spin-off should be a spin-off.
They'll probably give you brief recaps, and I could explain it to you. You already know. I'll probably do this on, if I do my vlog channel, I might do an explanation of the franchise.
But I'll admit, like, the first one holds up pretty well. It's got very good gameplay. Its story
plays really nice now.
Its story isn't as annoying as the second one, because the second one really, like, gets into deep.
If you say so.
But, like, it took me a while to figure this out. It's just a fan fiction. Like, given the budget, it's like it stars only a certain amount of characters who the creators clearly love. It stars characters who are like the most awesome people in their respective worlds, and they're like really awkwardly designed.
I think the best way to put it is Kingdom Hearts is a game made by the type of people who love Final Fantasy and wanted to make their own version of Final Fantasy,
and like
but throw Disney characters in.
Yeah,
and anyone who says that it doesn't work, come on, it's Japan.
It does work.
Japan have giant mascots and silly things like that.
It clearly does work because it's got a big fan base.
Well, we've had this discussion before. Just because something has like lots of fan base doesn't mean it's good.
Well, if we go by numbers, then Avatar's the best movie of all time. But
well, we're talking Avatar, the Smurf one, or Avatar, the M. Night Shyamalan Doob.
The Smurf
movie.
one. You still haven't seen that yet. That'll be a fun.
I haven't seen either of them. I don't really want to.
Did you get a chance to watch it? The Last Airbender.
Well, oh no, we didn't.
No.
We'll edit this out. So Hannah, one game you want to talk about, Until Dawn, because Jacob has got an impression of that it's terrible. I watched a little bit because I didn't want to play it and I don't really like it. What do you think?
It's just very overrated. It looks really nice, like the graphics the visuals
awesome.
are like amazing.
Well, it's debatable. The faces are really strange.
Yeah, that's just because it's like motion capped or something.
Yeah, and it's just bad acting. No offense, actors, but you are terrible.
No, it does look really nice. The visuals are really nice, and the models and the textures.
Well, yeah, from a game design point of view, it looks really nice. But how does it hold up in terms of actual game as a game?
It's basically just like, oh look, walking around, I'll click this, oh no, someone's attacking me now, there's a quick time event. This is basically the whole game.
So it's essentially God of War without any of the cool hack and slash gameplay.
Yeah. It's basically just a walk around game with what are they called?
quick time events. You
Yeah,
just said
quick
it.
time.
Is there another term where it's like more story based? But you remember the old games that are like animations, but they changed.
Oh yeah,
Like Dragons. Was it Dragon's Den? Or, no, not Dragon's Den.
Dragon's Den.
Dragon's Den. Was it Dragon Quest or something? I can't remember.
It's just like it's just your average point and click adventure, and then you have like either cutscenes or dialogue to fill the gaps. But I do feel as if the games industry is going down a dark route. Do not turn games into movies. It's a bad idea.
Yeah, especially when
Rise. That's all I'm gonna say. Rise was the worst thing to come out ever. They sold it with the Xbox One as if it was the greatest game ever, and everyone hated it.
Especially when the game doesn't seem to do anything new with the horror genre. It's like it commits all the things I've seen with it. It's like these are stuff that bad horror movies wouldn't do, like on a good day.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, I'll end it here. We'll move on because we could definitely got enough to talk about in the next one. So thanks again for watching another video. Please leave us a like, especially. Did you like Hannah's commentary? Yeah.
I didn't talk very much.
Well, if you want to hear Hannah talk more, subscribe. Check our Twitter page, and you can check out our Facebook page over here as well. And thank you for watching.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anything to add? No.
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 No.